kale has more immune boosting power than raw kale? Dr. Michael Greger with nutritionfacts.org does a video about this and shows in this one study that when they cooked kale, in fact they boiled it for 10 minutes, and after they were done boiling it, it had more immune boosting power than the raw kale. And it wasn't a whole lot, but this just goes to show you that when you cook the kale, you're not really destroying all the nutrients. I love cooked kale, and a lot of people I find don't use it cooked very often. They'll put it in smoothies, or they'll make kale chips, and they might chop it up in a soup or something, but I love it just cooked plain with a few simple ingredients. And today I'm going to show you how I cook it and what my favorite ways to eat it is on an elimination diet. So let's get started. Okay, to start out, I'm going to cut my kale across the leaves like so, and these are smaller leaves that came out of my garden, so they're extra special. I'm just going to cut it across like so, and then cut it the other way. And when you chop this kale like this, you are breaking open the cell wall of the plant, and you're making those phytochemicals, myrosinase and glucosinolates. There's a chemical reaction that takes place when you chop them, and it creates isothiocyanates, which are powerful anti-cancer compounds. And you want to be sure and cut your kale before you cook it, because those compounds aren't created after the kale is cooked. They're created when it's raw. So make sure you chop up your kale nice and fine, because the more you chop it, the more those compounds are activated. All right, and then we're going to throw it into my pan to cook it. So in my pan here, I've got about a half a cup of water, and I'm just going to put my kale in the pan. And I usually don't cook anything else with this kale. I don't use any onion or garlic as a rule, but you can if you want to. But because I just pulled these out of my garden today, I'm going to throw those in. Then I'm going to put on the lid and turn my heat to high and just bring that to a boil. Now when it comes to a boil, I'm just going to turn the burner off, and because my burners stay hot, this is going to work perfectly. I just turn the burner off, leave it on there, and it's going to continue to cook until it's totally done. Now if you don't have a burner that does stay hot, you're going to want to keep the burner on low for about 5 to 10 minutes while it cooks. And you can just test it after 5 minutes to see if it's tender enough, and if it's not, you just let it cook a little longer. Now you want to cook your kale until it's a nice dark green, or a nice bright green. This is about perfect. And then I'm going to add in about 1.5 cups of cooked rice. This is long grain brown rice. You can use the short grain brown rice as well, which I love. You could also use another type of grain like quinoa or millet would be great. And just stir that in. Now this kale is so flavorful that you really don't need to add any salt to this. You could add some herbs and maybe some other spices, but I'm just leaving it plain for today. And then I'm going to add my special sauce. And my special sauce is cauliflower cream, which is just blended steamed cauliflower. This really makes it delicious. Keeping it really simple just makes it so easy. You can just throw this together in like 15 minutes. And you can add more rice to this if you want. So here is my creamy cauliflower kale, and it looks so amazing. So excited to eat it. I love this dish so much that I can have it, and I actually do have it, about 3 times a week since being on an elimination diet. Totally love it. It's filling, satisfying. It's full of protein, calcium, fiber, carbohydrates, great source of micronutrients that are absolutely critical for our health. I hope you'll give this recipe a try, and please let me know what you think down below this video. If you're interested in more elimination diet recipes and more whole food plant-based recipes, you can find them on my website at healthforlifecooking.com, and there's even more recipes in my cookbook, Whole Food American Favorites, and I also have a cookbook, Whole Food Goodness. Both can be bought off my website. If you like this video, give it a thumbs up, and if you want to get more videos, please hit the subscribe button below, and please share it. Until next time, this is April with Health for Life Cooking, wishing you the very best of health for the rest